In other news, Guam YTK is moving forward with its attempt to collect on $14 million from the Port Authority. They are now seeking or asking a judge to allow them to seize or collect the arbitration award. Here's more.
Guam YTK filed the writ of execution last week that, if granted, would give YTK the ability to collect on the $14 million in arbitration panel awarded to Guam YTK in a lease agreement dispute. In an interview with PNC, YTK legal counsel and owner Eduardo Champ Calvo said they are moving forward with the writ of execution to collect on a judgment, just as they would in any other debtor-creditor situation. The dispute involves a 45-year contract the port entered into with YTK to build a fisheries facility at Hotel Wharf. In 2001, when the contract was signed, any lease over 5 years required legislative approval. Absent that approval, YTK attempted to settle for less than $1 million, but its new owners sought over $7 million. The case was dragged back and forth through both lower and higher courts and eventually went through arbitration. Port legal counsel attorney Mike Phillips challenged the arbitration panel's decision in Superior Court, but Judge Anita Sokola upheld the panel's decision. The port board then gave Phillips the green light to appeal Judge Sokola's decision, but an appeal has yet to be filed. However, Phillips has indicated that he intends to file a reconsideration motion before taking the case up to the Supreme Court for appeal. To that, Calvo says, quote, "We think it is a frivolous motion. A reconsideration motion asserts the court made a mistake," end quote. Calvo adds that he believes Phillips may just be buying time by seeking a reconsideration of Judge Sokola's decision instead of just taking the matter directly to the Supreme Court. Although Phillips hasn't actually filed his motion for reconsideration or an appeal, he has filed an objection to YTK's writ of execution and a motion to stay pending appeal. In his motion, Phillips argues that granting the writ would cause irreparable harm, not just to the port, but to the Guam community, saying a levy would, quote, "cause certain great and actual danger," end quote, to the port, affecting payroll, daily operational expenses, their debt payments, and other obligations. YTK, Phillips points out, will not be affected because it is a shell corporation with no money or assets. Quote, "A short delay in collection of any money possibly due to Guam YTK will not affect its operations or employees because it has none," end quote. Phillips concludes, quote, "Any supposed injury to Guam YTK is far outweighed when compared against the irreparable harm to the people of Guam if port operations were disrupted or halted," end quote.
And Champ Calvo tells PNC that they have always been willing to negotiate or settle with the port board, but because the port has stopped all communication with YTK, they are forced to take this route instead.